Well, basically 11 people from our church really felt the call from God to go down and help the children in the orphanage there and the people of Haiti.
Those parishioners were in the Haitian capital of Port-au-Prince helping at an orphanage when the quake struck.
One of the hardest things to do in life is to wait and wait and wait for the unknown. But that's what's happening here at this church. They are mothers, sisters, wives, brothers, all members of the Mission Viejo Christian Church. Is faith carrying you through?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I know God's got them and that He had a purpose for them to be there and bringing a whole bunch of tools.
Her husband, Robert Taylor, and 19-year-old daughter, Heather, are among the 11 members of this church who went over there to do the work inside that orphanage. The church has been doing this for 4 years, donating more than $100,000 so far, and they left with great anticipation, great hope, and great joy on Friday.
While obviously we have concern for our family, we're actually quite excited that they can be there to help and minister to these kids.
It's unconfirmed reports that they are okay in the orphanage. The children are okay, so that's been giving us some peace of mind. Yes.
Is the orphanage still standing, or do you know?
From what we know, unconfirmed sources have said that it is still standing, yes.
But for those folks here in Orange County, they are hopeful. They say that this is the time for everyone to stay in prayer, and they know that right now they're not able to reach them via telephone, but they tell us they have a lot of faith. Judy was in Haiti, not on vacation or business, but as a missionary, helping sustain an orphanage in Port-au-Prince.
When I do think about my mom, I just think how blessed we are to know that she's probably okay, and as lucky and as thankful as I feel to know that information, I know that they're by no means safe.
I know that they're in God's care.
I've been to Haiti before, and I know the, shall we say, poor construction standards there, and I knew that it was going to be bad, and my heart just breaks for the people.
Senior Pastor Maiolo says they've only heard unconfirmed reports through Facebook that the team is okay and the orphanage is still standing. Faith is what they tell us they're holding on to.
During no other disaster has the world community depended on cyberspace as much as they are right now. Facebook has turned into a heart-wrenching clearinghouse of the missing. 1,500 status updates involving Haiti every minute. At the Mission Viejo Christian Church in Southern California, 11 missionaries were missing. Everyone feared the worst, until, by miracle it seemed, a tweet came through.
It's been overwhelming to see the devastation, damage, and injuries.
A miracle tonight for Mission Viejo Christian Church.
What do you think, brother?
Oh, that's fabulous.
We're the church group, which traveled to Haiti 5 days ago to work at an orphanage there, managed to send off an email. It was at 6:45 tonight. Paul Beltis immediately shared the message with the others in the church office.
Pray that more doctors and nurses will come.
3 fathers, 3 mothers from Orange County, and 4 children are alive and helping to care for others in quake-ravaged Haiti. The orphanage, run by 2 fellow church members, is still standing. The worst of the injuries there is a broken leg suffered by one of the girls at the facility. The last photo Judy Beltis' family saw of her before the earthquake is this one on a Facebook page. She had a guitar in her lap and was singing to the kids at the orphanage. Then came a Twitter message from a fellow missionary after the earthquake that made Beltis' family smile and cry.
Early this morning there was a post that throughout that night, last night in that pitch black dark, when those aftershocks were hitting, that this gentleman in a neighboring orphanage could hear songs and praises and prayers, and I was like, that is my mom. That is totally my mom.
Now, just within the last couple of hours, Judy Beltis sent an email message of her own to her family, telling them about all of the suffering that she's been seeing, that is. And she writes in this email, I should go to bed now. She's writing this to her husband, but I'm going back over there. There are so many people who need comfort, a cup of water, or someone to just sit with and cry with.